Spot the bunny has been held in captivity for most of his life. He has been poked and prodded with needles and treated badly just to launch another faulty medication into clinical trials. Today, I'm here to tell you about animal testing and how it is cruel, unreliable, and should be permanently banned. Animal testing is the examination of non human subjects to determine the effectiveness and safety of a product. But the danger that animals go through is not necessary. Many people do not realize what animals go through when they are subjected to animal testing because society has been misled by major testing companies to believe animals are not harmed. Big advocates of animal testing try to display it as a great way to carry out experiments that might lead to life-saving discoveries and possible cures for untreatable illnesses. But the key word here is might. DoSomething.com states that drugs that are tested have a 92% error rate in humans despite the product being safe for animals. Having such a high rate of inaccuracy screams the fact that tests carried out on animals provide useless information. CrueltyFreeInternational.org says a recent trial found that testing dogs, rats, mice, rabbits, and monkeys does not give helpful insight. This knowledge coincides with the huge amount of errors that come with animal testing. Many tests have been proven unreliable. For example, Procon.org says in the 1950s, over 10,000 babies were born with severe birth defects due to the sleeping pill thalidomide. Procon.org also stated that neurologist Aisha Akhtar says more than 100 drugs that were successful when tested on animals have been declined in humans, and more than 85 HIV vaccinations have been unacceptable for people after functioning properly in non-human testing subjects. With so many flaws in animal experimentation, it is terribly insufficient for the world's population. The lack of success in probable medications and treatments could possibly be a problem in the near future because of the expense of testing and the need for cures heightens. The defective nature of animal testing is a large waste of money for the funders of non-human research projects. Along with the high consumption of money for experiments, people witness a small amount of progression among potential discoveries. CrueltyFreeInternational.org states that the approval rate of new medications is still standing still, even though the U.S. drug industry contributes $50 billion per year to test products. That is a lot of money being dished out for ineligible developments. Not only is animal testing a waste of money, but it is a waste of precious lives. Procon.org says most of the animals that endure harmful testing usually get euthanized after the experiment only to offer worthless material. Fetal data is obtained by researchers at the expense of poor, innocent animals. The small percentage of accuracy that is displayed by animal testing is careless and wasteful. Most people worry about wasting money, and this touches base with them, but only a limited number of citizens in the United States oppose animal testing. Animal experimentation is risky for both humans and animals. CrueltyFreeInternational.org stated that a drug for hepatitis that made it to clinical trials after animal testing had to be stopped because it caused severe liver damage in several patients. Over half the patients died. The same source claims that an arthritis treatment caused thousands of heart attacks, strokes, and deaths. However, it was completely safe when tested on animals. Many people are in agreement with the fact that the world needs more scientific breakthroughs, but a lot of them are still in the dark about the dangers that humans encounter. It should not be ignored. The animals used in experiments withstand many deadly situations. PETA.org stated that some animals are forced to consume chemicals and get tortured in more ways than people can fathom. The aftermath of experiments on animals cannot be pleasant due to the helpless animals being forced to be addicted to drugs and infected with fatal diseases. Animals should not have their own lives thrown away for scientists to potentially cause harm to humans in clinical trials. Human lives are at stake because animals do not share small qualities that can make a huge difference in effectiveness and safety. Animals do not compare to humans when it comes to complexity and ability. In fact, animals are predominantly more distinctive than humans. Animals are different because they are not susceptible to many of the diseases that show up in humans. Just like animals, humans are not susceptible to a lot of the illnesses that animals may experience, such as the parvovirus that thrives in younger dogs. How can animals act as a path that will lead to a cure for diseases that do not affect them? Another difference between animals and humans is allergies. Despite some humans being allergic to certain foods, dogs are deathly allergic to chocolate, grapes, raisins, avocados, and macadamia nuts. Animals are not dependable testing objects and can hold back future discoveries. According to crueltyfreeinternational.org, aspirin would not have made it onto store shelves if it had been tested with today's animal testing standards because it is extremely toxic to animals. If scientists limit their research to animals, it is nearly impossible for the world to experience potential life-saving discoveries because of the possibility of the testing done to animals being unreliable and incredibly biased. DownToEarth.org stated that there are different alternatives that are successful, including human volunteers, cell cultures, and scanning technologies. Many discoveries can be made without animal testing. In fact, PETA.org claims that human patient simulators are said to be more reliable, more precise, less expensive, and more humane than testing animals. Breakthroughs are on the brink of being made if scientists can realize that animal testing is completely unnecessary and start using more efficient methods. Procon.org stated that computer models can replace harmful experiments on animals. If we can create harmless methods of research, why are we not utilizing them? Thank you for listening today. Claims that animal testing is efficient and should continuously be used are made by people that simply cannot grasp the fact that it is not humane. Animal testing is proven to be quite inconvenient and most definitely unreliable. There are other ways to carry out testing that are quick and effective compared to experimenting on animals. Safe, effective alternatives conserve funds and lives of both animals and humans. Time is being wasted right this minute on animal experiments. Will society benefit from a new medical breakthrough? Will the results be useful? Who knows?